how to overcome failures. Reasons of failures, first of all, let's discuss. Then we'll go for how to overcome the failures. So if you see with respect to this IT company, I see like we normally face a lot of failures. Even I have faced many failures in my this career. Many projects I have made blunders, over budget, and some things not planned properly, and the client said that this is not expected at the end after delivering something. So all these reasons which I've mentioned down are the reasons, main reasons for failure with respect to development. So first of all, you don't have proper domain knowledge. Okay. Second is lack of experience to meet the deadline. Even if you have domain knowledge, sometimes you don't have that much experience how to proceed about the project. Okay, when to start, how to start. You may start some other module and then you are stuck over there, then you take some second module. So this is again lack of experience. Okay, no proper user requirements. This is normally we complain, but we don't complain this at the beginning. Okay, I see that most of them complain at the end of the project that the user stories were not correct or the requirement, the specs was not correct from the client or something like that. But how many of us take this initiative to say that, hey, as a project manager, make sure this user story is correct? Or as a developer, you don't take initiative to ask enough questions during your kickoff meeting. I don't understand what you're telling me to implement the output. How many of us do that? Okay. We normally speak during the retro meeting. That also, when we are told to speak up, you speak. Otherwise, you are never after the retro meeting that we want retro meeting, what went wrong. Okay. So these user requirements are not correct, no proper planning. Even if the user requirements are correct, we don't meet the deadline. The reason behind it is because we don't keep track of the time what we spent. Whether if 10 hours were estimated, then after spending 5 hours, are we at least completing 50% or 40% of the project or the feature? That we are not keeping track, and that adds up, So you need to be consistent on every task. You make sure that you need to keep track of the project or in the task. Let's say there are two tasks, each of 10 hours. And in the very first task, if I have made, instead of 10 hours, I have invested 12 hours, then I'm sure that, I need to make sure that in the second task, which is of 10 hours, I need to make that task complete in 8 hours to make it into profit, right? So I need to run a little bit faster, or I need to spend little extra time to make it happen within those 20 hours somehow, right? I cannot make again 12 hours on the second task, then it will add up to 24, wherein the estimate was 20. So it is just a consistency which you have to keep on every task. Okay. It's very weird to say that, the project is 150% over budget, 200% over budget, means almost double the hours. Meaning either you didn't do the estimate properly, either you did not gather the requirements properly, or you are not tracking the time properly. Either one of these three things, right? And no proper quality checks. Again, sometimes you guys say that you have delivered, it passes QA also. So QA also has not caught the bugs because QA says that the developer explained me so and so thing. So I did the QA accordingly. But where is the documentation, initial specs? The documentation is not that this is what is the expected from the client. So QA can check as per what client requirements and not what the developer explains to them in the knowledge transfer. Okay. So that quality check needs to be done. Otherwise, it goes to the client and the client comes back to you saying that this is not what I wanted, or this is not working as per what, or it is a buggy application. And this all leads to failure wherein you have to invest more time again to fix it, to, make it again look good and whatever. So you have to spend double the hours on that, and that goes into failure. Then you have to listen to, that the project is not successful and all these things, comments, and that leads to your demotivation factor for you. Okay. So effect of failure, as I said, lack of confidence, okay, level to handle future challenges, lack of focus. First of all, you always think that next project comes in, hey, I don't want similar type of project again. I don't want similar type of project again. Okay. Low productivity, because you always think that, okay, previous project did not go in successful. So I think this project also I will hit the same problems and challenges, and I may not be successful, and it automatically reflects on your health. Okay, now when it reflects on your health, this is, I've kept last point, but this is the main point, because if you are not able to have a good health, then I'm sure you'll not be able to focus properly on your new project, fresh start, with fresh mind. You'll not be able to give you 100%. Okay. The second thing is, obviously your productivity is low because you're not having good health and good mindset, and the confidence level. This is the third thing which you don't know. Unknowingly, your confidence is low. Okay, you may not see that, but the senior people who works with you can actually see your performance, whether it's high or low. How do you perform on each individual task? We can actually sense it. Normally, I have one-on-ones with many people, and I see like most of the people don't want to take the projects which they have already failed. Okay, they don't want to take the technology which they have already miserably failed previously. It's just about the mindset. So I've said finally, it's just a mindset. You have already your previous experience. You have already made sure that okay, I cannot take this up, or I'm not for this type of job. Okay, it's just your mindset. Why don't you come with 200% energy saying that, okay, I've made these mistakes and I'm not going to repeat it. And I'll make sure that this time I've got previous experience how to handle this thing. So I'll plan better and I'll do it. So this mindset is really needed instead of getting scared that, oh, this project also will go in loss and all these negative thoughts. You need to be more positive since you have already gained that experience where you are going to lose. Okay. So effects of failure, when you already know, first thing is lack of confidence level to handle future challenges. This is what I want to target because most of them want to avoid. I see like some people even give excuses that I'm busy on some other project. I'm this project manager has assigned me so and so projects, so I cannot give enough time to this. These are all excuses for you that you are giving for yourself. Maybe that time you're giving for the project manager or to the management, but uh, down the line for your career, you see that you have not faced that. You are trying to avoid that challenge, which could be a good successful project for you, for your profile, for your portfolio, and for the company's portfolio. So take that as challenges, I would say, instead of running away from those challenges. So I just noted down here the two differences. Here's how we perceive the failure. Failure is embarrassing. Failure is inhibiting, and failure is final. There is nothing. I've really lost this client, and I don't think I'll be able to handle such big clients or big technologies like this. So this is what I see mostly when I discuss with one-on-one with those team members. And I've already made sure that these team members get enough motivation that they can do. I give them small assignments, even though they have goals, quarterly goals. I give them some assignments so that they boost up their morale on that. And, you gain your confidence. Again, without, I can just guide you, okay? But finally, it's you who have to work with yourself. Okay, you have to give time for yourself to gain that knowledge. It's not that easy just to say be positive in the mindset, but you have to give time also for the technical skill set accordingly. So here's what failure actually is. Failure is inevitable. Yes, it will happen. Big projects, you will try to somewhere here and there, you will fail. In some tasks, you will spend double the hours, but you have to run double, with double speed to cover up with the other tasks which are very easy for you. Okay. Failure is learning opportunity. You need to think it this way, that's a learning opportunity. Failure is the first step to success. Okay, so if you're not giving up, yes, it's a first step to success. I'll give you a basic example wherein I failed miserably on some projects. When it came to initially there was a project Duke, which everyone knows now. Okay, so I was put on that project with a deadline of 1 month or 2 months. Yeah, approximate 1.5 months, so which extended to 2 months. Okay, and the full project was done in Cake PHP. And due to MySQL and there was six hours queries running for millions of users to run the jobs, fetch the jobs with respect to their six keywords, and then sending the jobs. So 6 hours just fetching the jobs for them, saving the database, and then 6 hours just sending. So it ran well for around 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. As it went for 4.5 lakh, the query started breaking because there was a row level locking for the database. So database at the same time you cannot access and all these things. So I was literally disappointed because I'd written the script and then I had to manually run the crons late night, getting up because the crons failed. The database downtime was there. So it ran well for around 2 weeks. This script every day 50,000. We used to increase the users. So initially 10,000, then 20, 40, 80, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 2.5, 3.5. So it went well for 2 weeks, and later on it started failing in the middle of the night. So I struggled for 1.5 to 2 weeks, and it was really a bad failure for me because I never faced huge data like this. How to handle such huge data? So eventually it was taken over by some other project TL, and then it was, the scripts were run on Node, and it went really very well. So just imagine if after that I didn't give up. I tried to see what exactly happened, what was the solution they gave, and what is that technology good for? What is the use of that? Okay, so I know what is the the bad points about the technology what I'm using currently. How did I It's not that I did not code, but I did not give the right solution. Okay, so if I would have given up, okay, I cannot take such type of use data type of work, then it would be a very I wouldn't have learned anything from that mistake. In fact, I got immediately after 6 or 8 months one more project which was there. Okay, and then in that project we had to do some fixes. So with respect to sales.js and something with respect to Angular and MongoDB. So somewhere I tried to figure out what was the problem happening for that client, and it was similar to this. Okay, so this knowledge which I had gained due to this failure, it helped me to make that second project successful. So I came to know why did I fail there? Because God made me see, if you think it positively, God made me see that that failure led to this success today. Okay. So this is one of the example which I would like to share with you all. So never take that it as failure. I'm sure you have something to learn from that failure, and it will surely add you up in some way or the other as an experience in your personal life as well as in your professional life. Okay, it's just about how the mindset you have and how you think it and how you apply that failure knowledge. Next is super successes who overcome failure. Okay, so here you already know the Hershey's chocolates which you get. Okay, so here two examples I have given. You can read down later. The first one is Milton Hershey started three candy companies before Hershey's. So this guy, everyone knows Hershey's chocolate, but when Milton Hershey's first started his candy production career, he was a nobody. After being fired from an apprenticeship, he was fired from apprenticeship. Plus, he did three companies, candy companies. So you know how much investment he has done in that company. Three times he tried to make a company of candy, and which led to failure. So he almost was bankrupt. Okay, but he did not give up. Just imagine if he wouldn't have given up, we wouldn't have this taste of Hershey's. We have chocolates, we have those chocolate liquids, what we have. So just imagine we couldn't have today it's $1 million company, but just imagine if he wouldn't have these failures, he wouldn't have come up with this idea. If this candy company would have been successful, we wouldn't have been able to taste this. So you guys need to see that even if you fail miserably, it's not about losing a project. Here is losing his full money. So still he did not give up. So that idea is very important here. That's what you can learn from this example. The second example is regarding the Walt Disney. Everyone knows about it, the cartoonist. So it's also a big $1 billion company. So initially he was being fired from a newspaper editor. So because he was told he has lack of creativity. Just imagine if he was not fired, he would have been still cartoonist in some newspaper over there, sitting down. But because he was fired, his creativity, he tried to show this creativity in some other he tried to invest into some company, and that also miserably failed, even though it raised some amount of dollars, but still it failed. But eventually he did not give up. Okay, he had confidence that he can do it no matter who gives what criticism. Okay, so these people have miserably failed in their initial career time, but they did not give up. Okay, So I feel like that is what you can take away from this success story, that you should not give up. If you really feel that you don't have it, you cannot do it, you do it and show. You spend some time, energy, to invest your time and energy in learning something, and do it, make it happen. Okay. What next? When you know already you have failed on the previous project, what next you can do? So you have to schedule a debrief with yourself. That's a retro meeting. Luckily, we have this process in a SGI retro meeting. Make use of that retro meeting very well, because it helps you to tell what is plus minus. Okay, the juniors who will come again under your team may face similar scenarios. So make sure that they do not repeat it. So that's the reason you have to make sure that you note down. The project manager who will sit down with you, or the tier who will sit down with you during the retro meeting, will also know, okay, this is where we have to improve. So next time when they are involved on the project again, maybe you are not involved, junior member will be involved, but the PM will be same, the TL will be same. So they know that this mistake had already happened, we should not make that mistake. So participate yourself actively on that. It doesn't have to be designation specific, it has to be the team participation, overall team participation. Okay. Take time to, so what you should, when you do retro meeting, what I said just now with respect to the company's project retro meeting, but I think every individual should have retro with himself, whether it is day wise, whether it is week wise, how did you perform on the project, or whether it is at the end of the project when the client gives feedback or the project manager TL gives the feedback. Okay. Take time to see where did you go wrong. Okay. I'm sure everyone knows what they have done wrong in their project. Even I know what mistakes I have done. Okay. Where are the loopholes? I know it as a developer, but I make sure that I sit down at the weekend and I fix it. If something is not as per the standard, or something I've not done, I've made some blunder, I try to fix it on the weekends, or I take some time on some days when I do something very fast and I have some half an hour, 1 hour left, I fix it on that day. So make sure that you note down somewhere so you don't forget it and you fix it before the client notices it or the QA notices it. Okay. Take time to see where did you go wrong. Create a learning environment. So instead of saying that, okay, I've done a great job and this is not a mistake, this is, trying to save yourself, you better try to learn, okay, I don't know this, I need to fix it. I need to learn what is the better way talking to the colleague of mine and fix it. Okay. Create a learning environment. It's very important that I don't know this, I need to learn this. This approach will take you to the next level, whether it is in SJI or any other company you go, or even if you have your own business, it will always, help you this type of attitude. So where did we hit or miss our objectives? This question is very important. Most of the members don't answer this during the retro meeting. They say like, okay, we are again going to make the mistake, or we'll see in the next project. Yeah, that's fine. But this attitude actually results in the next bigger mistakes, because company or the management, based on the current projects what you have, they take bigger projects similar type, right? So you have already made a mistake, small mistake on the previous project, now you are making a bigger mistake for with bigger client. So can you just imagine the impact of it? So instead of doing that, you sit down, you note down what are the things what you have made mistake, what you should take, make sure that you should not do it. So the next point says that what you should start, we should stop or continue doing. So there could be not everything that is wrong. There could be some things that you made really very good progress. Let's say the coding standards we had maintained very well. This could be one of the best things, or the code quality we did, or the bug-free application. Even though we took a lot of time, but we did bug-free application. This could be one of the best things. So we should continue noting that point as well, what we did good. Okay, so that everyone knows that this is one of the best code quality project. Everyone knows about it. Secondly, what we should start doing if we have not done some process, let's say we did not do the planning properly, then we should start doing next project planning properly. Okay. This happened recently to my one of my project, wherein initially we didn't have Magento experience much. So when I took that Magento experience, I had got some data migration. I reached out to the data entry team, and some external third party module developers who does the migration of data. So they migrated and I gave this for QA. and it literally took 60 hours on that QA. Okay. Then I thought that why should I have invested QA on 60 hours? I could have done some random checks with some scripts which should have invested around 10 to 15 hours, at the max 20 hours. I could have saved 40 hours. So in my retro, I came to know that whenever I'm doing any migration to Magento, I would never involve QA first. I would involve them maybe after completing 60 to 70%. So that's something that I've already told to the team and the project manager. So this is something I will make sure that it will happen, and it already happened on the next project. And the project till now it's in budget. I don't know about tomorrow. It's still going on, but till now it's in under budget. Okay. The next thing is what should stop. So this is very important because some things which are bad, some things are like you have daily bad habits. You need to cut off those bad habits. The same thing, some things which are not working in the direction for the project success, you should stop that immediately. So I think this meeting needs to happen before being positive. You need to list down these things and practice these things. And then next, change your thought process. You need to stay positive, meditate and focus. This is very important. Uh, Earlier, even in my earlier career days, I never did this, but recently, last 8 to 10 months, I'm doing it, and I see the difference between that. Okay, it's very important to meditate. At least give initial, when you start for the day, sit 5 minutes calm without talking to someone. And if you are already coding for a long duration, 2 3 hours, again sit down, take a break, and sit down, spend time with yourself for 5 minutes. So you are again re-energizing yourself. Okay. At the end of the day, when you go home, again sit down for 5 minutes. It will relax your mind. Okay. Obviously, meditation will not help you code better, but I'm sure it will help you to calm down your mind to make decisions better. Okay. So let's say if you're a developer, you are given a new task and you don't know what to refer, how to refer. You calm down your mind, you search on Google, and you see you will get better research results. Okay. It will not happen in one day. Okay. If you do on a particular day, it will not happen. But if you continuously do it, you will see it after a few months. You see the difference, what you were doing, mistakes, silly mistakes previously. Those mistakes will be escalated slowly. Okay. You seek help. This is very important. For this, I'd like to give one example, seeking help. Uh, my first or second task when I joined SGI, I spent 40 hours, which was estimated 8 or 10 hours something. Okay, so almost 4 times the hours what I had estimated. The reason for this was because um, I thought that this task is assigned to me and I'm the whole and sole responsible for it. So I need to complete it somehow without taking help of someone. And I also had that, okay, I'm almost there to achieve it. I used to feel that. Then I used to fail at that some level. Then I used to start something else again and again I tried to do. And again I used to get stuck somewhere. So that approach was wrong. So when the project manager found there is concern about the hours, and then I remember Madhav and Mohan had 2 3 meetings with me to make me understand where did I go wrong. I should have approached when 5 hours was spent and I'm not on track. I should have told someone senior. Someone senior would have helped me. I see the same mistakes junior members do it right now, and I'm telling the same mistake not to do. Okay, so I can relate them into this situation because I also made the same mistakes. So make sure that when you feel that 50% of the time you've already invested and you are not getting 50% of the output, reach out to your seniors. And secondly, we are lucky that we already have this culture helping each other in our culture. So there are people in the office, you reach out, there is SJ developer room or the QAs, they have their own room. So reach out in that Slack room. Hey, I need help on this. Can someone help me? I don't know. Can someone, anyone who's free can take out time and help you. Okay. Analyze and visualize already like retro, the previous slide, what I've explained. Frame an action plan. So after analyzing what next, you need to note down, this is something what I'm surely going to do next project. This is something I'm going to avoid next project. This is something really I did good and I'm going to continue doing it. Okay. And learn. Yes, you need to learn always new technologies, new ways of implementing the things. not just technologies, but better processes. Such similar big project comes, then how you're going to handle it. This thing should go in your mind. Okay, prepare well for it, and persistence. So persistence is also very important. Just doing those things one day will not happen. You have to do it every day. Okay, and every weekly you need to monitor yourself whether you are on track. Make sure that the things happen. Okay, so the last thing I would say, the statement, failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of the success. Yes, if you take it grammatically, it's the opposite word, failure and success. But here I'm taking the topic about how you deal with your mindset. It's more about emotional and intelligence. So this statement fits properly, I feel. That's the reason I put it down. Failure is not the opposite of success, but it's a part of success. You learn it through this is what is called as experience. So overcome that situation of failure and well prepared with all these steps, and make sure that you lead to successful projects, whatever, successful technology or project, or handling things better, or leading the project better. Yeah, I think that's it.